Hey Tessa, it's been a while since the last time I heard from you. Is everything good? I'm so sorry I didn't have time to text and call you as often as I used to. I'm a famous writer now and I've been swamped with interviews and book signings. Ugh. I hope you didn't take it too personal and forgive my carelessness. Hi Heather. Yes, things are going well, as usual. In fact, nothing much has changed since the last time I moved out of the house, actually. I'm surprised you brought that up. Are you still holding a grudge against me for marrying your ex-husband? It's been years, sis. You should be able to forgive me by now. We're family after all. I wish it were that easy. Losing my husband and getting kicked out of my house in one day was a lot to handle. As a matter of fact, I still haven't fully processed everything that happened, and I still feel the pain when I think about it. I know, sis. But how can you save a marriage that was no longer working anymore? George already told you that his feelings for you had faded over time, and I was the only one who had a spot in his heart. Surely he made this clear before you guys got divorced, correct? I know you're still beating yourself up for losing such a well-off man like George, but it's about time you move on and face the reality, Tessa. I never cared about his money. What I cared about was the betrayal. I was deeply hurt when I found out that he cheated on me with you. The sight of you two together in my bedroom was a knife to my heart. I felt betrayed and humiliated. Come on, sis. Don't act like I'm the one who's at fault here. I mean, your husband was the one who hit on me first. What was I supposed to do? Even if that were the case, you could have easily said no. But instead you chose to betray your own sister. My husband wasn't innocent, but I don't think you were either. In fact, I still blame myself sometimes for ignoring the red flags that kept telling me you were seducing my husband. Honey, I wouldn't call it a betrayal. Didn't you hear what he said before the day you got divorced? He told you that he had lost all of his interest in you a long time ago. But he didn't want to hurt your feelings. Many times he came to me for comfort and advice, and we grew closer and closer just like that. George was unhappy for quite a long time, and he just finally found the courage to leave. Enough! I'm not really feeling up to talking about that at the moment. Can we just change the subject of our conversation? Yeah, sure. So, what have you been doing for a living, Tessa? Still trying to make it as a full-time freelance artist? I already told you a million times, your paintings suck. No one wants to buy them. They're so bad, you could lay them on the floor and people would mistake them for doormats. Don't be so harsh on me, Heather. I know my paintings aren't everyone's cup of tea, but I believe that art should be a reflection of the artist's heart and soul. I could draw something easier for the audience to approach, but that would be a betrayal of my own artistic vision. I'm not going to compromise my art just to make it more marketable. I know that there are people out there who'll appreciate my work for what it is. Whatever your stupid belief is the reason why you're still living in poverty. For me, money comes first, and it's all about creating things that people will like. Just look at me and my best-selling book, The Power of Marriage. Sold over 200,000 copies and generated more than $1.6 million last year. Can you believe it? Oh, and have you heard about my book, A Match Made in Success? It's a memoir about my marriage to George, and it was just published last month. It's already sold a couple of thousand copies, and I'm really excited about it. Yes, I've heard about those books, and you've also written many other famous marriage books. I just thought it's quite ironic that someone who has sabotaged other people's marriages would write about the principles for a strong and lasting relationship. Hey, are you referring to me, Tessa? I can see that you're still struggling to conceal your jealousy of my successful and wealthy life. It must be hard to see someone like me living the good life while you're stuck in your destitute existence. I guess it must be tough raising Gabriella all by herself, huh? At least George still gives you some pity money every month to keep you and Gabriella from the verge of hunger. So, you're finally showing your true colors, huh? Well, let me tell you something. I know exactly how hard I had to sacrifice for you to get where you are today. I gave up my dreams, my relationships, and my sanity, all so that you could achieve yours. Oh, not again. When our father passed away and our mother left us, I was the one who stepped up to take care of you. I worked 2 or 3 jobs at a time to make sure that you had everything you needed to succeed in school. I even had to drop out of college myself, but I didn't care. All I wanted was to make sure that you had the best possible chance in life. And what did you do? You repaid my sacrifice by stepping into my marriage with George and destroying it. Oh, for the love of God! Would you please stop giving me that lecture? I'm so sick of hearing it. I don't owe you my entire life for something you did for me 10 years ago. I barely even remember it. I certainly don't appreciate you bringing it up every single time we talk. You sure are ungrateful, aren't you? Anyways, do you have free time? I just want to invite you to come over to my house and join my birthday party. It'll be fun. But don't bring Gabriella along. She would cry and ruin the party for everyone else. I don't really want to go because I have a lot of things to do. Ugh, please, your excuses are so lame. What else do you have to do all day besides painting those ridiculous pictures that belong in the trash? Think about the sake of our sisterhood and come to my house, please. It will be great fun. I can guarantee you. Okay. I guess it wouldn't harm just to attend your birthday party. We're sisters after all. I'll be there, but I'm not making any promises about how much fun I'll have. That's my sister. So I'll see you at 8 o'clock in the evening at my house, right? Don't forget about it. What was your intention of inviting me to your dinner party last night? You treated me like my presence wasn't even important. You called me your housekeeper and made me slave away for you and your guests. What was that all about? I'm not sure if you were trying to be funny or if you were just being mean, but either way, it was really hurtful. Tessa, really, could you think rationally for just a little bit? How can I call you my sister when you're so impoverished? I mean, judging by the way you dressed yesterday, I can only guess those outdated garments were bought at a thrift store or a garage sale. It's embarrassing to be seen with you in public. You don't even deserve to be my housekeeper. What? How can you say that about your own sister? Are appearance and money truly that important? What else could be more important? I mean, look at how my friends dress and look. They're all from wealthy families, have high social status, or are celebrities. If I claimed you as my sister, they'd laugh at me in my face and then shun me. You wouldn't want that to happen to your own sister, would you? But why didn't you give me a heads up? Instead, you made me a laughingstock in front of your friends. Well, it's not like you would find anything more decent to wear even if I told you about my friends in advance. But thanks for coming anyway. You were very helpful at cleaning after the party. I was so concerned because my current housekeeper asked for a sick leave and I couldn't find anyone better to replace her. So you called me up just so I could do the work for your housekeeper? Well, I'm not surprised by your actions anymore. After all, you've already stolen my husband and belittled my chosen profession. What else couldn't you possibly do to hurt me? One thing I'm a little concerned for you, though. Concerned for me? Why would you be concerned for me? I have everything I could ever want. I'm at the top of my career, I own your former house and your wealthy ex-husband, and I'm living the best life imaginable. What could possibly be wrong? Well, I'm just interested to see how the audience will react when they find out that your marriage is not as perfect as it seems. Will they be disappointed? Will they be shocked? I can't tell for sure. What do you mean when saying that my marriage isn't perfect? We are both incredibly successful people. I'm a world-renowned writer, and George is a household name who earns over $500,000 per year. What could possibly go wrong with my marriage? Well, I'm not trying to be nosy, but I found out yesterday that you and George are sleeping in separate rooms. I don't have to be a psychologist to know that sleeping apart can be a sign of troubled marriage, or even a marriage that's on the verge of dying. Am I correct about that? What? How dare you break into my room without my permission? I'm sure you were looking for something to take from my house. What? I may have some financial problems, but I'm certainly not a thief. You were the one who told me to clean the entire house before the guests arrived, remember? I only did what you asked me to do. Oh yeah, I told you that. But it's understandable that every marriage has its ups and downs. My marriage with George is no exception. We've had a few arguments lately and we're not talking to each other right now, but that doesn't mean our marriage is on the verge of dying like you said. The condition of the master bedroom is a clear indication that it hasn't been used in a long time. The air is stale and musty, the floor is covered with a thick layer of dust, and there are cobwebs in the corners. The windows are also smudged with dirt. Just admit it. You and George weren't sleeping together for years. Why do you have to keep pretending that you have a happy marriage? We both know that's not the case. You're not fooling anyone. It's my family business. Don't stick your nose into it. I'm sure your audience will be devastated to learn that the power couple, an impeccable marriage they look up to, is nothing but a complete sham. I'm sure the press will be thrilled after I reveal to them this hot topic. You! How dare you threaten me like that? No, I mean, Tessa, why should you ever rat out your own sister? Really? I've made a great fortune and achieved fame from selling those books. If anyone ever finds out the truth about my marriage with George, my reputation will be ruined and I'll be ruined with it too. I'm begging you, Tessa. Please don't tell anyone about this. Just a few minutes ago, you were raising your voice at me, calling me your housekeeper and belittling me for my financial status. What's the reason for your sudden change in your behavior? Well, Tessa, you know I didn't mean what I say. In fact, you already knew that I'm a person who always speaks without thinking about the consequences of my words. Please, Tessa, just forgive me this one time. I'll swear I'll treat you better the next time we meet. You have my word. I don't know, Heather. You've done me wrong over and over again. I don't know if I can still put my trust in you after all of this. I know I messed up, and I'm so sorry for what I did. I know that it doesn't make it right, but I hope you can forgive me. You know that you're the only one I can count on. Other than you, I have no one else. Please, Tessa, spare me this time. Okay, I let you go this time, but I'm warning you. If you do this to me again, I'm done. I can't keep forgiving you for breaking my trust. Thank you, Tessa. I know that you're my dearest sister in the world, and you would never do anything to harm me. Tessa? Are you there? I have something very important to talk to you about. Yeah, I'm here. What's up? I have something to ask you. It may sound a little strange, but just hear me out, okay? Sure, go ahead. I'll try to help you the best I could. Listen, can you let me borrow your daughter, Gabriella, for some time? The situation is urgent, and you can't say no to me. What? Borrow Gabriella? What do you need my daughter for? In fact, what are you even thinking? I know this is a lot to process all at once, but I had no other choice. Press has been hounding me with questions about my child with George. They've been asking when we're going to have a child, why we haven't had a child after 4 years of marriage, and even if I'm infertile. I've been bombarded with so many questions, and I finally felt like I had to defend myself. I had to tell them that we already have a child, but we've chosen to keep her out of the public eye. So now you want Gabriella to pretend to be your own child? That's only gonna worsen the situation. You can't cover one lie with more lies. You know that. But what could I do in that circumstance? Tell them that my marriage with George isn't fulfilled and happy as it looks on the surface? If the press found out about it, my life would be a complete disaster. I've worked so hard for my career. I've built everything I have from the ground up. The fame, the money, the spotlight. Everything I own would dissipate in just a blink of an eye. How can I live with that? I don't know, Heather, but this is just too much. Gabriella is my daughter, and I love her more than anything in the world. I just can't hand her over to you like a merch. Oh, sister, don't make it sound so complicated. I'm just gonna borrow Gabriella for the press release of my upcoming book. After that, I'll let her back into your arms. Safe and sound. In fact, after appearing at my press release as my daughter, Gabriella will become famous just like me. With her newfound fame, she'll be able to earn a lot of money and sign contracts with large brands. This'll turn you and your daughter's destitute life into something that's worth living. Don't try to bait me with money. You know that I'm not a materialistic person like you. Besides, Gabriella doesn't need the kind of fame that is based on lies. She deserves to be famous for her own merit, not because of someone else's deception. I don't want her to end up like you, living a life that is based on falsehood and manipulation. I know, but at least help me out this time. If you still consider me your sister, look, if you don't lend me a helping hand this time, my whole career and everything I put effort into will go down the drain. Do you actually have a heart to see everything I've worked for get destroyed right in front of my eyes? Look, if you don't agree to my plan, then I have no reason to exist in this world anymore. What are you saying, Heather? Please don't think about doing anything stupid. You still have a whole life ahead waiting for you. Just divorce George and rebuild your happiness from scratch. You still have plenty of time. You're still young. Are you crazy? I can't give up the fame, money, and glory that I'm possessing. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. If you don't agree with my plan, it's all over. Don't break my heart into a million pieces. You know I only have you and Gabriella as my flesh and blood relatives. So you agree to do as I say? Come on, I'm only borrowing Gabriella for 1 day. I'll have her back to you before you know it. All I'm gonna do is introduce her to the audience and have her practice answering some questions for the press. I just need her to convince everyone that I'm her mother. I promise I won't do anything to harm her. I just need her help for 1 day, and then she'll be back with you. Okay then, if you insist. That's my sister! I'd like to borrow her for tomorrow morning for my press release. It starts at 9 a.m., so I'll come to your house at 8 a.m. to pick her up. You know, This press release is for my new book, The Parenting Journey, a roadmap for raising happy, healthy children. I know the audience will love it, especially when I introduce my own child, who I'll claim to be the source of my inspiration. This is so wrong, Heather. I feel like you're lying to the audience, especially your fans. Honestly, my biggest advice for you at this very moment is to stop before it's too late. I know. Just help me this one time and I'll promise I'll never ask anything from you ever again. Fine. I'll help you this time, but please don't do anything out of line. Heather, where are you and Gabriella? I've been waiting for you the whole day. You said you were going to return Gabriella to me by 1 p.m. Didn't you receive my innumerous texts and calls? I'm sorry, Tessa, but Gabriella is staying with me. She's such a bright kid, and the audience fell in love with her immediately. Did you know that just today, my new book has sold a couple of thousand copies? It's thanks to Gabriella. Tessa, I think I'm going to keep her around. Will you let her stay with me? No! She's my daughter. How can I let you keep her? Oh, come on, Tessa. Do you honestly think that you're giving her the life she deserves with your scanty income? I, on the other hand, have a solid financial footing that I can guarantee you that I'll take a better care of her than you ever did. I promise Gabriella will be showered with fame and money when she's become my child. There's no way she's gonna agree with your stupid idea. She knows very well that I'm her mom and she will insist on coming back to my arms. Oh, Heather, she's a 2-year-old kid. She can't decide for herself. Besides, I'm already at the airport. Me and my husband and Gabriella are heading to another country where you can't find me. Don't worry. I'll send you a couple of pictures of your daughter every now and then. Your child will be a great tool for me to earn even more money. I knew you would do something like this. You know? What do you know about? Look, I overheard the conversation between you and George. You saw how the audience reacted to Gabriella, and you decided to exploit her for your own gain. You only wanted to use her as a tool to further promote the image of a perfect family that you're crafting. Do any of my words sound wrong to you? What? So you already found out about my plan? Why did you let me carry on with it anyway? Well, I just want the world to know your other side of personality, and what's better than catching you red-handed. By the way, me and the paparazzi are after you. We were tailing you all the way from your house to the airport. You're not gonna get away so easily. And what's happening between us is being broadcasted live. Guess you're making $1 million worth show, just as you always wanted. What? Where are you? Show yourself now. I don't have time to play the game of cat and mouse with you. Well, take a look behind your back and find out. Heather was shocked when she saw me in a crowd of paparazzi chasing after her, demanding answers. Everyone now knew the truth about her so-called happy and successful family. It was all a lie, a carefully crafted facade to make money. In reality, Heather and her husband George hadn't spoken to each other in years. She'd found out he'd been cheating on her with another woman, and she had been too humiliated to tell anyone. Now, the truth was out, and Heather was facing the consequences. Her books were being boycotted, her reputation was in ruins, and she was being sentenced to 3 years in prison for kidnapping. The prospect of my sister being able to write again seems daunting, and it may take a considerable amount of time. Additionally, I am uncertain if anyone will ever believe what she says again after what happened. Finally, Gabriella got back into my arms again. My precious girl is the angelic light that guided me even during my darkest days. She's my reason for living, and every picture that I paint reflects the immense and inseparable love between us. As my daughter Gabriella became famous, my paintings also gained more recognition. The audience finally understood the deep meaning behind my paintings, which depict the special bond between a mother and child. Eventually, I was able to open my own painting gallery. With the proceeds of the sale of my paintings, which amounted to almost $100,000, I donated half the money to charities that provide financial assistance to single mothers. I hope to uplift their lives in the same way that mine had been uplifted.
Des, baby, can you tell me what's wrong? Nothing's wrong. We both know that's not true. Is something up at work or with the kids that you want to let me know about? No, nothing like that. So, what is it then? I'm your wife. Remember, we are a team and you can tell me anything. Baby, I know we are a team and I trust you. So, nothing's wrong. Is it my sister? Did she do something? No, not at all. What is it? Because you've been acting this way since last week when she started coming over to babysit the kids. It's not her. Your sister is a kind soul. Don't attempt to flatter me with my sister. Something's up. Just drop it, okay? No, I won't drop it until you tell me. Is it because of my promotion and the late hours? Baby, you know I'll always support you with your career and anything you choose to do in life. I know that, darling, and I love you for it. I love you too. Let's talk when you get back from work. Will you tell me then? There is nothing to tell. Baby, come on. Fine. When you get home, we can talk about it. Hey, don't forget to pick up the kids from school by 3 p.m. Trust me, sis. I got this. I've been doing this for a week now. I would never forget to pick my sister's kids up from school. Good. Also, I already prepared lunch for them, so all you have to do is microwave it. Got it. Also, you don't have to wait for me to get back today before you leave. I'll be staying extra late, so once you're done, we could just leave the kids with Desmond. How late will you be staying? Probably till past midnight. I see. Yeah, with the promotion and all, I needed to take on a few more projects. You know, you could have refused the promotion, right? And why would I do that? This promotion was something me and Desmond kept working towards. I couldn't pass it up. I mean, it looks like this promotion is getting in the way of you being a good mom and a wife. It's just for a little while, but Desmond isn't complaining and you're helping me with the kids. Okay, whatever you say. And I'll wait till you get back before I leave. Wouldn't you be bored once the kids go to bed by 9? I'll find other ways to entertain myself. Okay then, see you later. Later. Hey baby. Hi, how's work? Stressful as always. How are the kids? They're fine. Everything is fine. I got a call from the delivery man that the packages have arrived. Have you set them up? You mean the cameras? Yes, I have set them up all around the house. That's good. I know how hard what I'm asking of you is, but we are a team, in sickness, in health, for both the good and the bad times. I would do anything for you, my love. I love you so much, baby. I love you too. Also, don't forget to drive Jasmine to the field for soccer practice. I won't forget. Have you cooled off now? You stormed out after you made sure that Jasmine was okay. I'm still very much upset. How could you do that to a kid? I'm so sorry. Why are you sorry? She's my sister. That doesn't make any of this easier, if anything. It makes it worse. If I hadn't seen the tape myself, I would never have believed my sister was capable of doing this. Just breathe. I don't think I have the patience to go on with this plan anymore. She's hurting my kids. Breathe, baby. Think about it thoroughly. And the outcome of your plan versus quitting now. You're right. We can't quit now. I have to keep going. That's right, baby. And I'll always be here for you to support you. I want to walk around a bit and cool off before I come back home. I understand, baby. Take as long as you need. But just remember that Jasmine is fine right now. But that doesn't mean she'll be tomorrow when I leave her with my sister. It's just for a few more weeks, okay? And then this will all be over. Since I'm already outside, I'll stop by the store and get Jasmine a new Pride band. And t-shirt. I'm sure she'll love that. Hey. Hi. I'll soon pick up the kids from school. You don't need to remind me. Good, but I wasn't texting to remind you. Oh, so? What is it then? I got a call from Jasmine's teacher who told me that she has been acting rather differently lately. Differently? How? She doesn't talk a lot anymore or interact with other teenagers her age. She just sits alone in empty classes during lunchtime. Oh, wow. Yeah, I just wanted to ask if you have noticed any changes in Jasmine, or if you know any reason why there is sudden change in her behavior. I wish I knew, but I don't have the slightest clue. She is such a pure soul, and it's really sad to hear this right now. Oh, okay. Have you noticed any of these signs at home in Jasmine? I reckon I just said no. I don't have the slightest clue. I'm not her mother, and neither should I have to fill in for her, because her mother is too busy pursuing a career that she can't take care of her family. What? It's either your family or your career. You can't have both. Where is all this coming from? I have to go now. Some of us need to pick up our sister's kids from school because sister is too busy chasing a career to take care of her family. Hey, Mom. Hey, Pumpkin. How are you? Oh, great actually. How's the promotion? Hope you aren't overworking yourself. I'm not, Mom. Bella has been of much help to me as she has been babysitting the kids since I've been working longer hours. I see. That's so thoughtful of her. It is. I was wondering if you, Dad, and some of my other uncles and aunties would like to come down to the city for the weekend? Oh, that's so sudden. Is there a special occasion? Oh no. I just wanted to celebrate my promotion with the whole family. Plus, I will sort out the lodgings and the feedings. Isn't that a bit too much? Oh, it's no trouble at all. Plus, I'm sure the kids have missed you. You haven't seen them since Thanksgiving. I miss my grandbabies. Fine, we'll come down by the weekend. I'll begin making the preparations. See you soon, Mom. I miss you. See you soon, baby. We need to speed things up. Mom, Dad, and few of my relatives will be coming down this weekend. Just send their plane schedule and I'll be at the airport to pick them up when they arrive. Thank you, baby. I'll make sure the hotel reservations. And what about the evidence? I think we already have all the proof we need. Brilliant. And how's Jasmine holding up? She's more quiet than usual lately, but I'm sure she'll be better when all this is over. I hope so. She shouldn't have to feel inferior just because she's a lesbian. We raised her well, and although what is happening now may hurt her feelings, she will regain her confidence in herself. I hope so. Hey, baby. Hey, Mom. My daughter. Do you have a few minutes to spare? I would like to discuss something very important with you. Sure, Mom. Go ahead. Don't you think you need to spend more time looking after your kids? Mom, where is it coming from? Just listen to me. I know you want a successful career, but your family's also important. When last did you and Desmond perform the martial act? Mom, no one says martial act anymore. It's 2023. Plus, Desmond and I have very healthy sex life. That's not what Bella have been telling me. Wait, what? What of your kids? I can see that Jasmine is changing up and there's no one for her to confide in. Maybe she just wants her mother. What did Bella say? Nothing. Now, don't get mad at your sister. She's only doing this because she loves you. She has a funny way of showing it if she thinks reporting me to you is the way to go about it. My baby, I just don't want you to end up regretting any of your decisions. I won't end up regretting anything at all. Are you certain? Yes, I am. Thanks, Mom, for checking in on me, but I need to get back to work now. Alright, darling. Take good care of yourself. Remember, you're to pick up the kids by 1 p.m. today. Forget the kids! I've lost tons of followers in the past 3 hours. Oh, I'll just call Desmond to get them. Also, why are you losing followers? Because some blog posted an article about me, defaming my character. What does the article say? The article portrays me as a hypocrite who is just hiding under LGBTQ+ rights. They didn't just stop there, but I was named a child maltreater and a despicable human being. What? That's awful. Why would they say such hurtful things about you? When the kids gets back, I need to post a video of me hanging out with them to debunk all these claims. Jasmine is a lesbian, isn't she? That will work wonders for my image. I'm not sure I want my kids to be exposed to all these. Don't be selfish, Stacey. Why would you want all these articles spreading online about your sister? Think of the brands I'm working with. They will dissociate from me if I can't silence all these rumors. Fine. Thanks, bye. I'm still losing a tons of followers. I thought everything would have blown over and people would just move on to the next best thing before afternoon. I thought so too, but this isn't the case. The one article this morning has now morphed into 30 articles from other sites. Wow, drama really makes for the best content. One of my brands just messaged me saying that they would like to put up working with me on hold. However, when all this is cleared, I can reach out to them. Oh, I'm so sorry, Bella. That was the brand that I was to shoot a commercial in Fiji next month. I tried shooting the video with your kids and posted it, but the gossip column just turned it around on me and made it look like that it was an act of desperation to cover up the truth. Wow. As if that's not enough, they're threatening to release concrete evidence of all they've accused me of tomorrow. What sort of evidence could they possibly have? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm sure they're just bluffing. Duh. They seem pretty serious to me. I have reached out to their publishers, threatening a lawsuit for defamation if they don't bring down the post, but they're pretty adamant. In the eye of the company, why would they do this when the article had over 1 million views in the first 3 hours of its upload? Whose side are you on? Are you really asking me that? Look, I'm not trying to start a fight. Just use that pretty brain of yours and help me think of a solution. Sure, I'll get back to you when I think of a way to get you out of this mess. Hey Mom, I'm so sorry I couldn't pick you up yesterday at the airport. It's fine, my daughter. I understand you've been busy. Besides, I got to spend time with my grandkids yesterday. Thanks for understanding. I've cleared my schedule for the evening so we can spend quality time together. That's my daughter, always thinking of her family first. I know I raised you right. It's almost 7. Are you ready for dinner? Yes, I am. We will be there soon. Regardless of what happens tonight, I want you to know that I love you. Why'd you say it like that? It's nothing, Mom. Just know that I love you. Now and always. I love you too. Your dad and I are going to head back home tomorrow. So soon? Yeah, we have had enough of the city for one weekend. Mom, are you angry at me? I'm really sorry you all had to find out this way. There is nothing you need to be sorry for, my baby. You did nothing wrong. Thank you, Mom, for your love and support. Anytime, my baby. You think you did something by pulling that stunt at dinner? Brilliant, right? I don't have time to play your games. So what if I plan on seducing your husband and maltreating your kids a few times? Do you even hear yourself? I do. And from where I stand, you're looking like a total drama queen. What? The world always had to revolve around poor Stacy and her needs. I'm sick of it. Do you know what it felt like living in your shadows all these years? You were never in my shadows. Easy for you to say. You were always a perfect golden child. Pretty hair and pretty eyes, got out of school in time, got a job, married, and raised her kids. So freaking perfect. What are you talking about? Oh, don't play the naive card. I have loathed you since I was born. I never understood why I had to be born your sister. You're delusional. And you're entitled. You've never had to work for anything in your life. Oh, don't break that up, because I have had to work for everything I own now. Please, your pretty face bought you everything you have now. And just so you know, what happened at dinner will just blow off, and soon enough, Mom and Dad will forgive me, and I will get back into their good grace. You've got another thing coming. What do you mean? Mom and Dad are making plans right this minute to cancel your inheritance. What? They can't just do that. All these estates are in the countryside. Oh, they're that serious, Bella. Should have thought about this before you tried going after things that aren't yours now. You stand the chance of losing everything that is yours. Look, Stacy, I didn't mean any of these things I said or did. Please, believe me. You can't possibly start begging now. I'm not yet even finished. What does that mean? Shouldn't you check on your social media account? Why am I losing followers and trending on all platforms? Perhaps that blog that published the article now has evidence to back up its claim. Stacy, you did not. Yes, I did. It was all me. You hired a blogger to do this to your own sister's reputation? May I remind you that you have burnt all of Jasmine's pride shirts and constantly verbally assaulted my kids. You have damaged Jasmine's self-esteem in a way I can only hope she recovers from. I'm so sorry about that. I am. I realize my mistakes now. Just please don't do this. It's already done, and expect all the tapes to be released by tomorrow morning. I wonder what your followers would have to say about that. Stacy, please, I'm sorry. It will never happen again. That's what I'm making sure of. I would have let it go if you just went after me, but you chose to go after my family. That's a line you don't go back from. But I am your family. You were my family, but the day you decided to try to seduce my husband, you ceased to be. Hiring the writer to publish that article was just giving Bella a taste of her own medicine. The next day the tapes went viral, and Bella lost all of her followers on her accounts. All her social media accounts were taken down as they had been reported too many times. By Monday, things had heated up in all spaces, and the Dean of Student Affairs were forced to revoke her school certificate due to her conduct. All brands dismissed her, and the NGOs she was working with moved on with their plans with other ambassadors. People were surprised to see the dark side of Bella, as she was always sunshines in all of her videos. They were amazed by her hate for the LGBTQ community, when all she did was speak about it on her page. I also released the videos of her verbal attacks on my kids, but I blurred the faces of my kids. It took almost 2 months for the social media frenzy to die down. My parents had revoked her inheritance and transferred it to my kids instead. Sometimes I wonder if I regret the extent to which I took things, but when I rewatch one of the tapes of how she assaulted my kids, the guilt disappears. Jasmine was starting to fall back into her usual self, although it took 4 months of therapy to get here. And of course, I was still married to Desmond. The best husband a woman could ever ask for.